This is Dan Tortora here with Tim Pernetti, the commissioner of the American Athletic Conference here at the Army-Nacy Game. Tim, how are you?
I'm good. Beautiful day for football. More Northeast football weather. What's better than that?
And you and I were speaking off the air about the fact that this almost happened twice, that we saw Army-Navy, with Navy being so close to the American Athletic Championship game. Just what it means to you to see how the military academies played this season within your conference.
Well, it brought great national visibility to our conference, and whenever you're in the conference business, you want your brand to be as national as you possibly can get. Army-Navy, despite the debate about who's a national brand in college, Army-Navy are national brands, and their success brought great visibility to the conference. We were thrilled, with the success that they had, and certainly we're as thrilled with the success that Tulane and Memphis and North Texas and all the 8 bowl teams that we have had across the conference. But Army-Navy's different. In this climate, I actually think the word is inspiring. Like, think about what's going on around us. NIL, transfer portal, money, revenue sharing. It's all anybody's talking about. And I think the narrative is you can't have success without it. Well, somebody tell Army-Navy that.
Yeah, and when you look at that, going off of that, you had put out a post about the fact that Army should be in the college football playoff conversation, and that Bryson, their quarterback, should be in that Heisman conversation as well. We saw him finish in the top 10, and we saw Army left out of the CFP. Just your thoughts on that?
I think Army had as legitimate an argument as anyone did in the at-large space. I think the one thing that hasn't changed, even back to the origins of the BCS, is that losing late in the season turns out to be more costly than losing early in the season. But if you look at Army's body of work, I didn't get in the business of trying to point out what everybody else was doing in other conferences and compare and contrast. I just stood on the merits of Army. 11-1, won the conference championship in a decisive way against one of our best teams, and lost to the number 4 team in the country. I don't know if there's a stronger body of work out there. So I felt strongly that they should be considered. And Bryson Daly, it's hard to believe that he's not going to be at the Downtown Athletic Club for the Heisman. I think all the candidates that have been considered are worthy, and everybody was on the list. I know he finished 6th in the voting, but here's a kid who tied for the national lead in rushing touchdowns with a guy who's a phenomenal player at Boise State, but Bryson played 2 less games. Remember, he didn't play against Air Force, he played less games. So, that's something to be considered, but also his leadership and everything that he did to bring that team to a conference championship into an 11-1 year is remarkable. So, I've been vocal about it. I'm not saying it's an easy job that they have to select who's going to come, but I do feel like they missed a great opportunity with Bryson Daly.
And this is the first time that we will ever see the Army-Navy game with both of the teams within the conference overall. It's the 125th edition, but you're connected to them both as the commissioner. Just what that means historically for the American as you step forward.
It's incredible that given the year they had and the success they had, that it gets to culminate, with a game that's been around forever. But it means different things to us now because these are 2 conference teams. And, the excitement around it, the fact that we're reading about it and hearing about this game, and they keep talking about the American Athletic Conference, has brought, again, more national visibility to our entire conference. And, we worked hard with Army-Navy to make sure that the American Conference is going to be branded down at field level today. But it's great to see how this game has embraced the conference relationship, because going forward, it'll be a permanent relationship.